Hey everyone, my name is Aneuo, and today we are going to be summoning for Mihara as well as her skin, and we're going to do a little bit of her damage testing. Oh, we got a tech. I had pretty bad luck on a Siren banner. It's missileless, but... Oh, Lapchan, sure. We do need Laplaces. Oh, I have to make sure to back out and get my reward first. From what I heard, for like the summon rebate, it is functioning, but you need to make sure to leave first and claim it in order to get the rest, in order to like start the second part, which is kind of annoying. I'm not a whale, so summon rebating doesn't do a lot for me. But I guess it's something, right? Alright, we got pretty lucky. We tapped 1% again. Well, it's 4% is 1% for the rate up, right? That's Pilgrim. We don't need Pilgrim. We need Overspec. Okay, we got a Scarlet Black Shadow. Can't be mad at that. What are we looking for? Elysian? No, we're looking for Missilus. So let's keep going. We're looking for Missilus, right? Okay, back to back. In the third pull. That's Tetra. That's novel. Okay, we have some currency, so we'll keep going a tiny bit. We'll do this for good luck, because we do have a free recruit every day. Maybe if we got one Mihara, we'd get Mihara. Let's go again. I don't want to spend too much gems on this, because you're spending gems on these banners are not very good. You want to use your gems on banners that have a higher rate up than this. So we're only going a little bit in to try to luck sack her, and if we don't, we'll just use our gold tickets. But I was hoping to get a copy with our gems, maybe multiple copies, but it's just way too expensive to try to pull these units. Especially because of the fact that we have overspec Missilus, Matus squad. Right. That's something to consider. That is quite expensive. All these 1% banners are just not healthy for the heart. That's another Pilgrim and not Overspec. That's my first Rapunzel. That's my very first Rapunzel. Okay. So we're summoning 2 Pilgrims and a novel. With the Pilgrims being a lower percent rate than Mihara. I think I'll do like... Oh, we have our rebate. Completely forgot about that. Alright, probably won't go too much further, because we've hit multiple times, but we haven't hit... Okay, we'll go 2 more times, because then we'll get the summon rebate. And then we'll just golden ticket. There we go, Missilus. There we go. Welcome, Mihara. And I think we have one more before we get rebate, so we'll just go one more time. Oh. Okay, that's one. That's Tetra. Biscuit. And we'll use our rebate. We won't go any further because the next one is a total of 80 pulls. Unfortunately, we didn't get to pick up a second one. Either way, let's level her up. We did get a Rapunzel as well. That's actually really good. We don't have a Rapunzel. So let's put these guys into the synchro device. We'll skill her up and let's do some testing. So let's talk a little bit about Mihara. I think that she is very, very good. Her damage seems to fall a little bit short of Robbie. I think around 70 or like 80% of her damage, which is honestly pretty good. I think it would meet DPS standards for where we currently are in NIKKE. And as for comparison, I compared her to Alice with quick scoping. And of course, if you're autoing, you're not going to be quickscoping as fast, meaning there is going to be damage drop off. So I manualed Alice and I quickscoped her, and I'll have the damage ups on screen for everything that I'm talking about here. And she did, for at least for Alice, she did lose to Mihara in terms of damage, which means that she is definitely better than Alice, which would make her the second best fire DPS in the game. I did test Oscar as well, and she did fall way too short. Now, because my Oscar is not as invested as my other characters, I use scope block for this. Now, I do have a scope block run. I'll put up on screen here with Robbie so we can have a good damage average. So I tested that scope block with Oscar, and Oscar got doubled out in that scope block. So for that reason, I think that Mihara is definitely better than Oscar, and of course we already tested that she's better than Alice, so she's better than Alice. And that leaves only like Grave, which is a support character, so we don't really need to talk about her. And then we have another character like, for instance, Modernia, which is more of an off DPS. I think if you take a look at, like, once again at the scope locked version that I have here, this is the damage test with Mori, and she's supposed to be a sustained damage buffer. Unfortunately, when you compare her to Crown, you're just losing way too much team damage and overall damage for it to make it worth it. I'm very sure Mihara will have an easier time if we get some sustained damage buffer that will help her gain more attack. That'll help her like do more damage. I think another thing is getting like an attack buffer will be nice for Mihara because her sustained damage is based off of her attack. Otherwise, I think Mihara is definitely good. She's not as overpowered as Robbie, so you're definitely going to be playing her only in her elemental advantages, and I don't see her being played outside of maybe Tower, Solar Raid. I'm not too sure how she will do in PvP. I can test her that in another video, but 100% I do think she's definitely worth the pull. She's definitely not OP, but she definitely does a very fair and good amount of damage, so I would still, you know, pick her up and build her. Now this is a 10-10-10 Mihara, maxed out. The elemental lines are not the best, but it is. I got as close as possible as I could to Robbie, but it was pretty clear that there was a pretty huge damage difference, although their elemental damage was around 60% for both. So hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.